Well, a very good morning, everybody, for Sunday, the 19th of, just close that, July 2020. Okay, so what do we got? We've got high pressure out to the west of us, which is going to introduce better conditions for tomorrow. But this cold front has sort of been plaguing the weather for the last few days. Not so much to the south, but I know it's been interrupting sort of the cricket up at Manchester. So this cold feature is going through, but the exact timing is still a little bit uncertain because it seems to be very, very slow moving. We can see this on the satellite picture, which is showing quite slow moving past sort of the Bristol Channel. It's not particularly making too much progress at the moment, but hopefully at least the precipitation will stop in the coming hours or so. Out towards Wales and north of Birmingham, looking very clear indeed. And yeah, the tip of Cornwall sort of just sits out to the end there. But yeah, very slow moving at the moment, and I think a few different models suggesting when it might clear. The infrared above that is sort of showing, as you'd expect, standard sort of frontal cloud higher up, but clearer with the clearance out towards Wales, which will hopefully come to us later in the day. With the wind, as the front goes through, we're expecting to pick up a sort of more northwesterly or maybe even slight bit of easterly flow. So pretty much due north in some places, sort of 360, 350, is not particularly strong, 10 to 15 knots or so. And we can see that on the Bentworth forecast for Lasham, which is sort of showing, it's sort of showing slightly east of north, but yeah, fairly light, sort of 10 knots or so, nothing particularly significant. The front, as we can see, bringing precipitation currently to our area, and that's sort of stretching all the way down into the channel. Dribs and drabs of drizzle out towards the sort of the Cotswold edge, etc. But as I said, it is much clearer into Wales and the top of Devon. So each model is showing a different sort of picture. This one may be slightly pessimistic, saying that we might not get a clearance till mid-afternoon, hoping that it might be a bit earlier than that, more like lunchtime. We'll look into that a little bit more detail shortly, but the top temperature today, assuming we do get some sunshine, looking at sort of around 17, 18 degrees. You can see the division between the cold air that's coming off the front and also the really warm air which is on the continent at the moment, and also very clear dew point temperature split showing that front. I think this broadly showing it won't be to the afternoon until clearance happens, according to the GFS dew point. At the moment, we have low cloud drizzle. Like that. I'm looking out my window, Medstead, it looks exactly the same. So being up, so it's not upwind today, but sort of upwind to the front maybe. I might be able to see if the clearance is coming and get down to the airfield quickly. But yeah, it's looking fairly drab at the moment, a bit damp, and temperature and dew point 15 and 12 at the moment. Farnborough, I don't know where their METAR's gone, but their TAF is suggesting that there'll be a clearance somewhere between about 11 and 2 this afternoon, which is, I think, broadly sensible. We'll get scattered clouds at 2,000 feet, which is their usual thing that they put in when there's a cold front that's gone through. Looking out maybe towards, let's look at Bristol, if that loads. Yeah, Bristol's still got 600 feet at the moment, but showing by afternoon again, CAD okay. Top Meteo is on the pessimistic side today, showing very good if you're at the Mind, or very good if you're at Seiford, or out towards North Hill, but sort of not so good near us. And this is predicting the front to come through quite late on here. You can see it's not that far away, probably past Salisbury, probably just about flyable according to this at lunchtime. That's sort of 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So you can just see Lasham literally on the dividing line there. If the front comes through maybe an hour or two early, we have a reasonable afternoon. If it doesn't, then maybe a bit of a write-off. But yeah, good out towards the west, cloud base, in the cumulus, even to Wales, 4.5 to 5,000 feet, probably around here, as it's just post-frontal, more like sort of 3 to 3,500 feet. Just quickly for tomorrow, big days expected. I think we're looking at sort of blue to shallow Q across a large area, sometimes 2,000 meters, so 6,000 feet, which is pretty spectacular and good across a wide part of the country. And same for Tuesday as well. So some big days coming up, widely 2,000 meters across the south of the country on Tuesday. And yeah, very good conditions indeed. So yeah, today's probably a day to get ready for those big days coming ahead, and we'll make sure we're ready too. The public forecast again showing, I mean that's still showing there being some rain at 2 o'clock. So we just have to see how quickly the front goes through, folks. We'll be ready for if it does. Hopefully it does, and we'll have a nice afternoon if so. NOTAM wise, nothing particularly significant. Solent active all day as they are now. Supposedly paragliding near Fairford, Chiltern Park could be active with gliding. In fact, I think it may even, if we do go cross country, we might look at see if they have activated parachuting, because I believe they were starting up operations this weekend. 14, maybe some gliding with a wallop, but certainly nowhere near as intense as what we do. Other than that, fairly quiet, nothing particularly significant. It would have been RIAT at Fairford this weekend, so hence the massive absence of airspace. No air shows really this year, but I hear that the Shuttleworth air show went very well last night. So yes, some positive movement within general aviation. Okay, we will decide what runway we'll be on if we go flying. It could be 09, it could be 27, depending on where that wind goes. I think looking at this, it may favour 09, but of course we don't like operating that way because of the airspace. So yeah, we'll just play it by ear, see what happens. We'll be ready if you wish to have a launch. Other than that, we'll see you for the big days in the coming week. Bye.